there was a room in the Dolphins facility that, you know, once the dust settled, it was very barren. And
Yeah.
one of these guys, well, they signed a couple of guys at this room. First guy, Taylor's going to take you through right now. And I'm not even going to try and
Oh,
pronounce
this is
his
gonna
name.
be fun.
Good luck to you.
Fatu Melifanu, I
Melifon Wu.
believe.
Woo, yeah.
Melifanu.
Yep.
6'3",
Nice job, nice job.
210 pounds. His former team, the Detroit Lions, a third-round pick in 2021. He is going to be about 26 years old around the start of the 2025 season. This is a former cornerback turned safety. He transitioned to safety after his rookie season. He kind of struggled with injuries throughout his entire career, including an ankle injury during training camp in 2024 that took him out for the majority of the season. I think he only played a total of 3 games. In terms of the contract details, 1 year, $4 million. I don't think anything else has come out about that. But I think what you're getting with Melifonwu is a player who you could put in the box. He is very good at blitzing, actually. I was kind of surprised there. But I like the ball instincts as well. Like this guy is a playmaker when he's on the field. The big flaw that I saw, and this is something that I'm pretty sure everybody already gets here, when he's on the field. This guy, this is a glass cannon right here. This is, hey, there's potential. There's a lot of upside, especially as a starter here. But can you trust him to actually play?
Yeah, and that's been a theme of this free agent class, honestly. Like, when you look at James Daniels, when you look at this, there's other guys coming up. Like, can he stay on the field? That's been the biggest thing. I agree with you, Taylor. I'm wondering if this isn't a guy where you say, hit the weight room. We're going to lock you in the weight room, and we're not going to let you out for 2 months. And you're going to put on 15 pounds of muscle.
That is kidnapping, Keith.
I mean, it's light kidnapping.
I mean,
right? I mean, it's
you can't prove that, Taylor.
Some light kidnapping, I guess.
Anthony, what are your thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, I mean, like 1 year, $4 million. He's a depth piece. He has good size. He's young. This is exactly the type of guy I'm hoping we're like looking at to be the backup role, right? Like this dude's 6'3", 210 pounds. And to your point, if he puts on another 10 pounds and he's playing at 6'3", 220, that's like getting hit by a linebacker, especially with the amount of speed he can pick up coming from the safety. I think, this is like a win-win situation here. You can't really lose. If worse comes to worse, he doesn't pan out. It's $4 million. Who cares?
Yeah. Agreed.
Wouldn't it be nice to be able to just say that in our regular lives? That's $4 million. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you can't? I mean,
no, I'm not there yet, buddy. We need a couple more viewers.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. No, I'm kidding.
Josh, what are your thoughts on this guy? Melifonwu.
Yeah, I mean, Fatu Melifonwu. Boom. Mike Jones.
Nailed it. But you can't say Hufanga.
Yeah, I figured that one out. It's the first name. It's his first name that trips me up. I actually like this guy as a starter, right? I mean, he's a glass cannon. We've said it. We know what he is, right? The reason I like him as a starter is because to what Taylor and Anthony and Keith, you guys alluded to, he's fast, he's big, he's smart, and he gets his hands on balls. If you look at his interception productions for the last 4 years with Detroit, it's 2. Oh, it's only 2. Wait a minute. I thought he had more than that. Never mind. But
wrong guy. Wrong guy.
Yeah,
wrong
guy.
Wrong guy.
Think of the safety.
But either way, right? I mean, he's always around the ball, right? When we signed him, I went back and watched his like highlights in his film and some all 22 tape on him. And when he was on the field, he was always around the ball. He was always where he needed to be. He was always willing to hit the hole hard and fast and put his shoulder into no matter who it was. I mean, I watched something where he laid out Derrick Henry. He by himself, not group tackled. He tackled Derrick Henry above the waist and put him on his back. Anybody that can do that is a great safety in my book. And you can see it. He's very cerebral. The problem, and again, I don't mean to beat the dead horse with a stick, is if he's on the field, right?
Yeah. And I mean, so we had the same concerns, and I'm just tossing this out there. We had the same concerns about Jordan Brooks when he came over last year.
Mhm.
Same concerns about Jordan Brooks. And Jordan Brooks figured it out and had a borderline
Oh.
Pro Bowl season, in my opinion.
Yeah, he should have been.
You
That was
know, maybe
criminal.
it's a popularity contest, man.
Yeah,
You know,
I know.
but you know, he was very good, probably the MVP of the Dolphins defense last year. This is a guy that I believe has that kind of potential should he stay healthy.
Mhm.
We're going to move on to another safety signing. It's actually a re-signing. So Josh, take us through this guy.
Yeah, so Elijah Campbell is back. You know, it's a 1 year, 1.9 million. I mean, again, we said it earlier, money kind of talks, right? I think he's being brought back to, because he's been in the system. He's been in Miami for the last 4 years. He's been, you know, I don't know, serviceable, right? I mean, he's, I think, primarily a special teams player for us, and plays that kind of fourth safety role. So that's a good, we need that, right? We need special team players. We need players that are going to come in and play that role. And he does it with a smile on his face, right? Without complaining. My gut is telling me that, I mean, obviously we signed a few more players in that, or one more player in that room, and then we're probably draft one high. And we have a couple coming back, some that were rookies last year and stuff. So I think he probably comes in. There's a competition for the second safety position next to Melifonwu, who I think will start, as long as he doesn't get injured between now and you know, the season. And you know, I don't know. It's okay, cool. Hey, he's back. Great. Next, right? That's where I'm at.
Fair enough. Yeah, I like the signing. He's been a
Mhm.
solid player, a really good special teams contributor, and these are things that are underrated. You know, you don't think about, you know, how a guy can be a great gunner on special teams. Look, as Patriots fans, oh god, now he's the guy who's he was a gunner for years. Matthew
Oh, Slater.
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 Yes, thank you. Brain fart on that one. Yeah, ask Patriots fans what they thought of Matthew Slater his entire career.
Mhm.
Dude didn't contribute on defense or offense, but on special teams, he was a standout.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying Elijah Campbell was to that is that kind of quality player on special teams, but he's been good on special teams, and he's been a captain on special teams. And this is the kind of guy that helps solidify locker rooms.
Yeah, he's a plain bagel with cream cheese, right?
Yes.
It's great. It's good. It's just
Yeah.
nothing to write home about.
I
Which
love
is fine.
plain bagel. I love plain
Yeah,
bagel with cream cheese.
Me too.
With
Yeah.
schmear.
Yeah, and
Schmear.
Schmear. Please don't take my indifference with thinking that he's a bad player, right? To your point,
Yeah.
Keith, he's primarily on special teams. He does his job. He does it well.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming back. Right.
All right, so we're going to finish out the safety room here. We signed yet another safety, and I'm going to go to Anthony for this one.
Hey, speaking of special teams, do you guys like special teams? Because Ashton Davis, the safety, our newly minted safety from the New York Jets, has primarily been a special teams player in his career thus far. I think I'm seeing a kind of a trend here in size, though, and we're starting to see Anthony Weaver bring in the guys that he prefers. Now, 6'3" Melifonwu at 210. Now we got 6'1" Ashton Davis at 202. Weaver likes taller safeties, right? And I think Davis and Melifonwu probably will have a camp battle here to see who gets the second starting safety spot. Who the heck knows who's going to be the other starting safety? I hope it's not these two as the starters, because that'll be troublesome.
Yeah.
One good year, though. Sophomore season, he actually got a chance to start. He started 10 games the sophomore season. He pulled in 2 interceptions, 3 pass deflections, 3 forced fumbles, and 62 tackles. That's a pretty good year for a guy who hadn't really hadn't started at safety at any other time in the NFL. In his career, 8 interceptions in 4 years. That's pretty impressive for a part-time player. So I think he's brought in for his ball skills. Hopefully we can see some of that for Miami, because we surely need it.
Yeah. You picked off Dolphins last year.
Did he really?
And, yep.
A
picked
few
them off
times.
at MetLife.
His
Yeah.
highlights. His highlights are very,
Yeah.
heavy.
not very Dolphin centric, but it's more than you'd like to see.
So I remember this guy coming out of, I believe he went to Cal for college. Yeah, he went to Cal. And I remember him coming out of Cal, and I wanted him. I wanted him bad. I thought that he was a guy that looked, now he looks like Tarzan, and he sometimes plays like Jane. But this guy, but no, he's a big physical dude. I think if he's utilized correctly, I think my one issue with this signing personally is he kind of does the same things well that Melifonwu does. He kind of plays the same in the box position. That's what he does well that Melifonwu does. So we still need a center fielder.
I think that's why they're in a competition now. I think
Yeah.
he brought in 2 guys that he feels fits the in the box safety mold.
Yeah.
And maybe we're looking to draft the other guy or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Taylor, what are your thoughts on Ashton Davis?
That's interesting too, because not to fully get into, I don't want to get into the draft conversation, but if this is a competition for the box safety, does that take somebody like Nick Amarari from South Carolina?
Amarari, yeah.
I apologize. But does that take somebody like him off the board for us?
Yeah,
at 13?
it does. Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take. But that leaves us like Malachi Starks, for example.
Which is what I was going to get into because we
sorry,
didn't
Taylor.
get a chance to fully get into it. No, it's fine. You segued right into it. Perfect co-hosting there. Because
Nailed it, guys.
we had the Georgia Pro Day today,
Mhm.
and the Dolphins were in attendance. Chris
Mhm.
Greer, Mike McDaniel, Anthony Weaver, all there. So I kind of wanted to wait till we got through the safeties to talk about it. This room is getting addressed. Josh, I'm sure you were ecstatic about it, considering your thoughts, let's put it that way, on Jordan Poyer. But this room's starting to come together a little bit. It's not like big names, but it's names that I kind of like the James Daniels signing a bit,
Mhm.
where you're like, okay, I see the vision
Yeah.
that Weaver's going for here, and I like that vision. Let's see if it ends up, working out, and let's see what we do in the draft and the rest of free agency.
Yeah, and the other thing is you've seen what Weaver can do, right, with developing players. I mean, look at Brooks, look at Sealer, not that Sealer wasn't already great, but you look at the defense as a whole. I have to believe that he had a say in who he was bringing onto his defense. So he has no reason. Like Mike McDaniel deserves a little bit of question on who he brings in on the offensive side. I have no reason to question Weaver yet. So if he thinks that these two, and I never looked at it that way, but it makes total sense that these two come in, battle for that one inbox, and the other one is the third kind of rotational. Makes total sense. Like total sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This if they play a dime package, they both play. Otherwise, the starter plays. Exactly. Probably Melifonwu, in my opinion. Yeah. But this is.
You think Melifonwu wins the starting job?
I do. I think he's the more talented player.
That's what the money says too.
Yeah, true. True. But as far as these guys go, they do play the same kind of position. And to was it Josh's point? That probably knocks us out of the Nick Emenwari sweepstakes, who I love coming into college. He's a great in the box safety. So we still need our center fielder. Hopefully they address that coming up.